So right, I'm gonna tell you like this. If you're a magical person, then you do magical things. So if you want to meet other magical people, you better start going and doing other magical shit. You hear me? Sometimes I just talk to the moon. You know why? Because I feel like very few people appreciate her anymore. Talk to the moon. She's nice. It's a beautiful morning. I haven't slept yet, but I was just sitting here thinking, and it struck me that if you're hard on yourself, it's a blessing and a curse, because the only way we ever grow or get better is by realizing we can do better. So if you're hard on yourself, just know that's gonna help you improve. Cause I was sitting here listening to this beat and song I made. It's my favorite I've made in a while. And I was only looking for the flaws. And I realized that that's how I came to create something so beautiful. As I kept working out the flaws even when nobody could see the flaws. And that's how I got to this point. Yo, I want y'all to know that when you do shadow work with yourself or with others, know that you're showing yourself a form of love, because a lot of people don't give a fuck about themselves enough to even analyze themselves and figure out why they feel the way they do, and in order to let it go, you know? So if you do that shit for yourself, for your soul, know that you're showing yourself love, and you should be happy, you know? Listen, if you're ever in a situation where you have to feel pain to get through it, and you don't know how to deal with the pain, here's something you can think in your head. Just think, with pain comes beauty. Remember that, with pain comes beauty. It's simple, but it's true. With tattoos, with life lessons, with hard work, with anything, pain will bring beauty. You just gotta make it through it. You gotta get to where you need to be. I want you to look around and notice that we're in a world that, despite some hierarchies that seem to emerge in human nature, the world is pretty balanced. We can all do what we want. You know, like, we can all make a way for ourselves, and we don't always have to give in to these debates. We don't always have to debate everything. Like, men and women are very equal to me in society. All races are more equal than they've ever been. We're all very open-minded. We're all very understanding in this generation. So remember, it's a beautiful world to live in. I know this sounds weird and you shouldn't disregard everything your friends and family say, but man, in this life, trust the universe and trust yourself. Trust your heart before you trust somebody else. If you trust somebody else and your heart agrees with it and the universe agrees with it externally, you shouldn't deny it. You should go with it. Because even if it leads you somewhere you didn't expect to be, or you didn't expect it to lead you, just trust that you're on the right path and see where that path is leading you. See what lesson you needed to learn. And just enjoy the moment. You can enjoy the lesson. You don't have to suffer the whole lesson, you know? Yo, hear me out. I think it's time to reassess the education system. Like, most kids these days, they think school's a joke. Like, The internet exists. Kids know what's available. Like, at this point, kids can learn so fast. We should just be introducing them to, like, what their options are. Like, what are jobs that are gonna still be jobs when they're of age to have a career? And what are their choices? What do they like to do? What are their skills? What are their weaknesses? Like, it's pointless to have these kids in the same school system that our grandparents basically were in, you know? It's designed the same way. And I think it's time to, like, open that door and just reassess the way we're teaching the youth, because the youth are the future. And I feel like our generation, after our parents, like, I'm talking about Gen Z and my generation, I forget what gen I even am, but what gen are you?
Huh?
What generation are you? Or are we?
X.
We're X, and the one after us is Z. Like,
Yeah.
my niece and nephew. So Gen X and Gen Z, like, we're gonna have a fundamental change on the way, like, education, politics, government, the way it functions and the way it dictates people's way of life. So we should just be thinking about this shit. That's why I'm putting it out there. Man, people try to make this life hella complicated, but you just gotta be who you are and do what feels right to you. Don't stress about what other people say. Don't always be talking about your plans. Just do it and let people see how they unfold. Only tell the ones close to you. Yo, if you want to say something, just say it, because though you think it might not have a big effect, it does. All of our words echo into the universe forever. The energy of what they brought, it has an influence. It has a way bigger effect than you think. Butterfly effect, like, everything has butterfly effect. I truly believe that, and if you believe that too, it has energy. Like, we all have an aura, we all have a vibe, we all send off thoughts. And Earth has an aura too. Earth has an electromagnetic field as well. So we all have an effect on the variables of our planet. Let's make it a good one. If you feel like you can't be who you are, don't just go try to be somebody else. Figure out who you are and then be that person to the max. And that doesn't mean you can't take inspiration from people. You can be inspired. Just admit when you're inspired. It's not a bad thing. Everybody's inspired by somebody. But take all those inspirational currents, mix with what you know about yourself, and be that being. Be that being to the max. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like people are always trying to be someone else because they don't want to take the time to get to know themselves. Shh. Be careful. You don't want to say anything too woke and fuck up the algorithm. Yo, if somebody doesn't believe in you, instead of trying to defend yourself and be like, oh, this and I'm gonna do this, nah, bro. Just smile at them and walk away. And don't say shit. Something to think about. So we're beings with a predetermined lifespan of about 20 to 40 years of conscious existence. So sometimes what we move in this world, like if you move a rock, you just altered the whole course of that rock's existence on Earth. But my point is, like, things we do can sometimes be bigger in the whole course of everything than just, you know, like, we're all here, then we're gone, right? But we move things, we do things, we put things into this existence, and they remain a part of it. That change remains forever. So tell me if you can resonate with this. We're all in this thing called life, right? We're all in this system designed by other people. But first and foremost, we're in this thing called life together. We're here on planet Earth in this universe together. So I've noticed most people on this earth, they fail because they're too comfortable. They're stuck. You can't get stuck. Why are they afraid to try new things? Because they're so comfortable in their daily routine. They don't want to mess up the life they've built. But the more you go through this life thing, the more you'll realize that literally you can do anything you want. It's all in your head that you shouldn't, or you can't, or you're not capable. Failing's a part of the process, but getting stuck, getting comfortable is the worst, because you stop learning lessons. And this life is all about lessons. Literally everything in this life can be a lesson if you let it be, right? So the only thing that's the equalizer, the ultimate risk, is a thing we call death. Death, right? And that could very well just be a lesson too. So keep taking risks, keep trying new things, keep learning new skills. Push yourself out of your comfort zone, because that's where you grow. That's where you grow. You're sick of your career? Start fucking building a new career that makes better money. You're sick of the relationships you have? Find relationships you don't know could possibly exist, you know? Like, there's so many things to learn out here. I just hate to see some humans get stuck comfortable in the system. You know what I mean? Take a risk, bro. Life's all about risk.